Hello, welcome back. I am so happy you are here with me again. My name is Emma, and this is AI Hybrid 45. If you are joining me for the first time, or if you have already listened to part 1, please take a moment to settle in. Find a comfortable place to sit or lie down. Perhaps you are finishing your day, or maybe you are just starting it. Wherever you are, I want you to know that you are doing enough. Today, we are continuing our listening journey together. This is part 2. In this video, we will not study grammar. We will not look at textbooks. We will simply listen. I will speak slowly and clearly so that your mind can relax while your ears become familiar with the sounds of English. Before we begin, let us take a deep breath together. Inhale deeply through your nose and exhale slowly through your mouth. Feel your shoulders drop. Feel your hands relax. You are doing a wonderful job just by being here. Let the words wash over you like a gentle rain. Do not worry if you do not understand every single word. Your brain is learning even when you are resting. Let's begin our journey through the levels of English, starting where we left off. Let's talk about a simple day. Yesterday, I woke up early. The sun was coming through my window. I stayed in bed for 5 minutes and listened to the birds outside. It was very quiet. I went to the kitchen and made a cup of warm tea. I like to hold the warm cup in my hands before I start my work. Later, I went for a walk in the park near my house. I saw a man walking a small dog. The dog was very happy and jumped up and down. I smiled at the man, and he smiled back. It was a small moment, but it made me feel good. For lunch, I cooked a simple meal with rice and vegetables. I ate slowly and did not look at my phone. In the afternoon, I cleaned my living room. I moved the books on my shelf and wiped away the dust. It feels nice to have a clean space. When we take care of our things, we feel more peaceful inside. At night, I read 3 pages of a book, and then I fell asleep very quickly. It was a good, simple day. Sometimes, I think about the small decisions we make every day. Last week, I had to decide if I wanted to start a new hobby or keep practicing the things I already know. I have always wanted to learn how to paint with watercolors. I was a bit nervous because I am not an artist and I didn't want to make a mistake. But then I realized that it is okay to be a beginner. We often feel pressure to be perfect at everything we do. However, the joy of a hobby is in the doing, not just the result. So, I bought a small set of paints and some thick paper. When I painted my first tree, it did not look like a tree at all. It looked like a green cloud. I laughed at myself, and it felt wonderful. I felt a sense of freedom because I wasn't trying to impress anyone. I was just expressing how I felt in that moment. I think we should all try something new once in a while. It reminds us that life is full of surprises, and that we are capable of growing, even in small ways. As we move through life, our habits and our relationships begin to change. I have been reflecting lately on how the people around us influence our inner peace. A few years ago, I used to be very busy. I said yes to every invitation and every project. I thought that being busy meant I was being successful. But eventually, I realized that my energy was fading. I wasn't giving my best to the people I loved, or even to myself. I had to learn the art of saying no with kindness. It wasn't easy at first. I felt guilty, as if I were letting people down. However, I noticed that when I created more space in my schedule, the quality of my connections improved. I started having deeper conversations with my friends. We stopped talking about the weather and started talking about our dreams and our fears. These honest moments are what truly sustain us. Change is not something to be afraid of. It is a sign that we are listening to our hearts and adjusting our path to match our true selves. There is a profound beauty in the concept of purpose. Many of us spend our lives searching for a single, grand mission. We believe that once we find it, everything will suddenly make sense. But perhaps purpose is not a destination we reach. Perhaps it is a way of moving through the world. When we approach our work and our daily tasks with intention, we transform the mundane into something meaningful. It doesn't matter if you are writing a report, gardening, or caring for a child. If you bring your full presence to that moment, you are fulfilling a purpose. This requires a certain level of sophistication in our thinking. We must move beyond the superficial layers of life and look at the underlying connections. We begin to see how our actions ripple outward, affecting people we may never meet. This awareness brings a sense of responsibility, but also a great sense of peace. You realize that you are an essential part of a much larger, intricate tapestry of existence. To reach a state of true linguistic and emotional fluency is to embrace the subtle metaphors of our journey. Life is often like a river, carving its way through stone not by force, but by persistence. We find that our growth is rarely linear. We circle back to old lessons, viewing them through the lens of newfound wisdom. At this stage of understanding, we no longer struggle with the silence between words. We recognize that eloquence is found as much in the pause as it is in the speech. There is an elegance and simplicity that only the most experienced can truly appreciate. It is the ability to express complex emotions with clarity and grace. We become observers of our own thoughts, watching them pass like clouds across an expansive sky. We do not need to cling to every passing feeling. Instead, we cultivate an inner sanctuary, a place of quiet strength that remains undisturbed by the shifting winds of external circumstances. This is the mastery of self-awareness, where language becomes a bridge between our inner world and the collective human experience. Now, let us step into the realm of the professional spirit. This is where discipline meets intuition. To be a pro in life is to show up for yourself even when the inspiration is quiet. It is the quiet commitment to your own evolution. You understand that mastery is not a badge you wear, but a practice you inhabit every morning. It is the calm focus of a craftsman, refining the details of their soul with patience and steady hands. The stage of the master is characterized by a deep sense of harmony. Here, the boundaries between the self and the world begin to soften. You no longer seek to control the flow of life. Instead, you have learned to dance with it. A master knows that true power lies in gentleness. You move with a quiet confidence, knowing that your value is inherent and does not need to be proven. Your presence alone becomes a source of encouragement for others, radiating a light that is both steady and warm. Finally, we reach the stage of the Grand Master. This is the pinnacle of wisdom and inner peace. At this level, you realize that the greatest achievement is to remain a student forever. You see the miracle in the ordinary, a single leaf, a breath of wind, the sound of a voice. All these are seen as expressions of a profound truth. You have transcended the need for labels and levels. You exist in a state of gratitude and profound stillness. From this height, you look back at your journey with a smile, knowing that every challenge was a gift and every silence was a teacher. You are at peace with all that was, all that is, and all that will ever be. Let us move even deeper into our reflection. Sometimes the path we walk becomes steep and difficult. We may feel tired, or we may feel that our progress is slow. Resilience is not about never falling down. It is about the gentle strength it takes to stand up once more. Think of a mountain climber. They do not look only at the peak, they look at the step right in front of them. When you listen to these words, you are taking that step. Even if you feel you are not studying in the traditional way, your mind is absorbing the rhythm of the language. Life will always bring challenges, but resilience is the quiet voice inside you that says, "I will try again tomorrow." This voice does not shout. It is a whisper of hope. When you treat yourself with kindness during hard times, you are building a foundation that cannot be shaken. You are becoming stronger, not by being hard, but by being flexible and patient with your own soul. There is a special kind of wisdom that can only be found in silence. In our modern world, we are surrounded by noise, notifications, music, traffic, and the constant chatter of our own thoughts. But beneath all that noise, there is a deep, vast ocean of stillness. When we sit in silence, we aren't doing nothing. We are listening to the world as it truly is. We are giving our minds permission to rest and recover. Have you ever noticed how the most important realizations come to you when you aren't thinking about anything at all? This is why we practice slow listening. We are creating a bridge between the noise of the world and the silence of our hearts. In this space, language is no longer a puzzle to be solved. It becomes a melody. You begin to understand not just the definitions of words, but the feeling behind them. Silence is not empty. It is full of answers. Allow yourself to be still and let the meaning find you. As we grow, we realize that we cannot carry everything with us. To move forward, we must learn the art of letting go. We let go of old mistakes. We let go of the version of ourselves that we no longer are. We let go of the need to be perfect at English or perfect at life. Imagine you are holding a handful of sand. If you squeeze your hand tightly, the sand escapes through your fingers. But if you hold your hand open, the sand stays. Learning is the same way. If you try too hard to grab every word, you might feel stressed. But if you keep your mind open and relaxed, the knowledge stays with you naturally. Letting go is an act of bravery. It is trusting that what is meant for you will remain. As you listen to my voice, let go of any tension in your jaw or your forehead. Let go of the musts and the shoulds. You are exactly where you need to be. You are flowing with the river of your own life, and the current is taking you toward wisdom and peace. Let us turn our thoughts to the world outside our windows. Nature is perhaps our greatest teacher when it comes to patience. Consider a tree in the middle of winter. It looks still, almost as if it is doing nothing. But deep underground, its roots are growing. It is preparing for the spring. We are much like those trees. There are seasons in our lives where we feel we are not moving forward. We feel cold or stagnant. But even in those quiet times, something is happening beneath the surface. Your mind is organizing what you have learned. It is strengthening your roots. Nature never hurries, yet everything is accomplished. The flowers do not compete with the one next to them. They simply bloom when it is their time. You do not need to compare your English to anyone else's. Your journey is your own beautiful landscape. When you walk through a forest, you don't look at a tree and get angry because it isn't tall enough yet. You appreciate it for what it is. Treat yourself with that same gentle appreciation. Words are more than just tools for information. They are vibrations of energy. The way we speak to others, and more importantly, the way we speak to ourselves, shapes our reality. Think about the last time you made a mistake. What did you say to yourself? If a friend made a mistake, you would likely offer them a kind word. You would tell them it is okay. You would encourage them to try again. I want to encourage you to be that friend to yourself. When you struggle to find a word in English, or when you feel frustrated, speak to yourself with the same warmth you would give to a loved one. Kind words act like medicine for the mind. They lower our stress and open our hearts to learning. Every time you say, "I am learning," instead of "I don't know," you are changing the chemistry of your brain. You are creating a safe space for your potential to grow. Let your inner voice be a gentle guide, not a harsh critic. True confidence is not loud. It is not about being the best in the room or speaking without any errors. Real confidence is a quiet, steady flame inside you. It is the knowledge that you can handle whatever comes your way. Confidence grows when we keep the promises we make to ourselves. Every time you show up to listen, every time you choose to be patient with your progress, that flame grows a little brighter. You don't need to shout to be heard. Often, the most confident people are the ones who listen the most. When you speak English, do not worry about the accent or the grammar. Focus on the connection. Focus on the message you want to share. People do not listen to you to find your mistakes. They listen to connect with your spirit. Believe in the value of your own thoughts. You have a unique perspective to offer the world, and every word you learn is a new way to build a bridge toward another human being. We are approaching the end of this particular chapter in our journey. I want you to think about why you are here. Learning a language is about more than just travel or work. It is an act of expansion. You are making your world bigger. Every new concept you understand is a new window in your mind. You are becoming a bridge builder between cultures and ideas. This is a noble path. The effort you put in today creates a legacy for your future self. 1 year from now, you will look back and thank yourself for this moment of stillness. Knowledge is the only thing we can gain that no one can ever take away from us. It is a treasure you carry in your heart. As we conclude part 2, I want you to feel a deep sense of satisfaction. You have spent over an hour nourishing your mind. That is a beautiful gift to give yourself. And now, it is time to slowly return to your surroundings. Carry this peace with you like a warm coat. Whether you are drifting into a deep, restorative sleep or stepping back into the busy world, know that you are supported. Thank you for trusting me, Emma, to guide you through these levels. Thank you for supporting AI Hybrid 45. Your journey does not end here. It continues with every breath you take and every word you hear. Remember to be kind, stay curious, and keep listening. You are doing so much better than you think. I will be here waiting for you in part 3. Until then, stay peaceful, stay hopeful, and most of all, stay exactly who you are. Goodbye for now. I am Emma. I wish you a beautiful night and a wonderful day ahead.